That's right, you read the title. Ever since this happened, probably about a month ago, I haven't stopped thinking about it, and I'm still quite honestly traumatized that this incident with the paranormal could happen to somebody such as me. Say what you want about ghosts, but I will swear on my grandmother's dead body that this happened to me. Let me set the scene. I do a lot of work for a community theater near where I live, and this theater is very old. It is nearly 100 years old, but in the parking lot of where the theater is currently, there used to be apartments there. And so back in the early, I think it was 1900s, there was a little girl who lived in those apartments, and one day she ran out after a ball and she was hit by a streetcar, which killed her instantly. And this girl was, I think, around 5 or 6. So it was really tragic. Anybody who saw the sight said that it was traumatizing because of how badly mangled the body was. But I met this little girl, and I was not a fan of our meeting. So at this theater, she is said to haunt the downstairs of it. And she likes to play pranks on people. She does silly little things to them. Like, it's a theater, so she'll take, like, actors' scripts. One time somebody couldn't find their keys and they found them in a random closet. She just does little stuff like that. She'll mess with it. And I've never had any experiences with her, so I didn't really believe it, I guess, until this happened. So one day after work, I went to the theater just to check with the person who works there to see if she needed anything, because there was a performance happening that night, and I'm just that good of a guy that I'm gonna check on people. And she was like, oh no, nothing really needs done, but we're gonna have a delivery soon of water, because they get like the big water jugs, and there's a special water delivery guy. I don't know. And so she told me that, and I was like, all right, I'll wait for you with the water guy. Why not? I'll wait for the water guy. So we're sitting there chit-chatting, and all of a sudden, I feel the devil's brewing inside of me. And I'm like, I really gotta poop. So, while the pot is steaming, I say, alright, I gotta go drop the kids off at school. I'll be back. So I go to the bathrooms, and I'm watching TikTok, because this is before TikTok got banned. I'm watching TikTok, I'm scrolling, I'm seeing what AJ and Big Justice are up to. And I just hear giggling outside the bathroom door. And I'm like, oh, okay, the water person must be here, and he probably just brought his kid for some reason. I don't know why he would bring his kid to work. Maybe it's bring your kid to work day and I didn't know. So, you know, I'm scrolling, seeing what the Rizzler is up to, seeing what the newest Skibbity toilet meme is. And I just keep hearing the giggling and giggling. And I'm like, wow, this kid is having a time of their life outside the bathroom door right now. And I'm holding on for dear life because it feels like I'm losing my entire body weight. Like, I'm having pretty bad diarrhea right now. And I'm like, holy shit. The shit is coming out of me and I can't control it. So by the time that I am done, I grab the toilet paper to wipe my buttocks with, and I accidentally dropped the toilet paper, so I go, fuck, because the toilet paper is rolling across the entire bathroom floor. And all of a sudden, I just hear the giggling get really loud when I do that. And I'm like, wow, this kid must have just heard me say fuck in the bathroom, because I just dropped the toilet paper. It's like dropping the soap. You never drop the soap. Something bad will happen to you. And something bad happened to me when I dropped the toilet paper, because I had to roll it back up onto the roll, and then I had to take a piece off and rip it and wipe my booty with it and hope, because it's the thin toilet paper, I had to hope that I didn't accidentally shove my finger through and I get a poopy fingering. So I finish wiping, I flush the toilet, and it gets really quiet outside. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. I open up the bathroom door and there's nobody there. So I do a little walk. I go into the dressing rooms and I'm like, okay, no one's here. I walk around the lobby, nobody's here. So I go into the box office where the person running it is. I'll call her Megan. So I'm like, Megan, is anybody else here right now? And she was like, no. Why? I was like, are you sure? Like, did the water person come by? Did he like bring a kid or something? And she's like, no. Why would you say that? Like, nobody's here. That's weird. So she's looking at me like I'm fucking insane. Like I just saw Nikocado Avocado's asshole or something. I'm like, all right. I must have just had an experience with the ghost. She must have just been laughing at me for taking a stinky. And Megan agreed with me. She's like, yeah, that's definitely who you heard. I'm like, okay, this is weird. So then the water person comes by, he leaves, he doesn't bring his kid, obviously. And I go home, and then I come back later that day for the performance, and I'm telling other people about what happened, because, you know, I'm still kind of on edge, because I just got laughed at for taking a stinky. And taking a stinky is pretty something you don't like to share with people, because it's your personal business. So everybody's laughing at me because now everybody knows I took a stinky, and everybody knows that a ghost laughed at me for taking a stinky. So quite honestly, I'm still traumatized from that experience, and I need to go seek therapy.